Hi, welcome once again. This time we'll be talking about the 6 fundamental ingredients to consciously create success. Now, if you think about the DNA of the human body, there are 4 basic letters, okay? Imagine your reality as having 6: belief, attitude, choices and decisions, emotions, and thoughts. Now, I'm not sure which program you have, but one of the bonus materials includes audiobooks in terms of anxiety and depression and panic attacks. Now, the more and more I deal with people that are high performers, I realize that a lot of them have what's called anxiety, okay? They'll just build and build and build, they'll be overwhelmed, and then they go into panic states, and some of them are on meds, some of them are not. And some of them actually have addictions. Why? Because they need to be able to cope. So if you look at the 6 ingredients, I want you to think about the fact that you could use them in your mind, or you can take a piece of paper, or some of my clients, what they have is a little notebook or their phone, and they write them down. Now you have the exercise sheets. What's important is to realize that those 6 ingredients create it all. Why do I say that? Is because you perceive and conceive reality. Now the important part about that is that, like I said, if you take the time to realize what you're thinking, then you'll be able to change it immediately, all right? Whether you start at the values list afterwards, or the vision and mission statements, or the SMART objective, or any other exercise, if you take this one, really start to understanding and work with it as a tool, you'll be able to create anything and change your mind just like that. For those of you that understand cognitive behavioral therapy, you'll probably notice that if you use that, you'll be able to actually be aware of your thoughts and then change them. So let's do a little bit of exercise here so that you understand. So let's say my thought is one of depreciation, okay? A friend of mine just said depreciation online instead of depressed. So let's say I have depressive thoughts or negative thoughts. I don't know, a client says, you know what, I'm getting these negative dark thoughts. So the first thing you need to do is write it down. The reason you want to write it down is because you want to actually see it. The fact that you can see it enables you to be able to work with it more kinesthetically and more in terms of understanding and perceiving word for word what is actually happening in your mind. So let's say my thought is, this video is going to suck, okay? Which is not true. It's going to be a good video, just for the exercise, all right? So if I think the video is going to suck, that's my belief. The thought that I'm getting are, it's not going to go, people aren't going to be happy, I'm going to have to shoot again. And then I start, my breathing starts to change and I get agitated. Why? Because see what I mean? Okay, so my thoughts, my belief, what was the attitude? My attitude is one of, it's going to be bad, it's not going to work, I'm going to have to reshoot it, I'm going to get pissed off, frustrated, all those type of things, okay? What choice am I going to make? Well, I'm going to make the fact that I'm going to redo it over and over and over again. Or I'm just going to decide, you know, screw it. I'm not doing this video and I'm not doing it. You know what? I quit. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm tired. That's it. I don't want to do it. All right. So again, just one thought, one belief that came, and then it starts. And then the action and the attitude is the action from the beliefs and the thoughts that you have. And then you make the choices and decisions that are bad. So let's say before I used to shoot in my basement, I had this whole production video studio, and I'm thinking the lights, the camera. We even shot one time. I remember an interview for a commercial, not a commercial, an audition, this like $70,000 camera, a Red I think it was called, just for a 2-minute shot video, okay? Why? Because I thought I needed to be crisp. Now people are shooting just like me in this video in a nice background setting like my kitchen, and that's it. Why? I changed my belief. My thought is, you know what? The content of what I have to say is as important or even more important than what it looks like. Now, I don't want you to have something that's really bad looking or, you know, that's crap in the audio, because I made a version that was downstairs and we just used the iPhone. I didn't have the audio, which I don't have right now, but and it sucked. I said, you know what? I don't like it. The sound is too much. It sounds like a can. I'm not going to give this to my members. It just sucks. It's not me. It doesn't represent. Forget it. Okay? So what was my thought? Video sucks, the sound is awful. The image was nice, but the audio sucked. So I'm like, forget it. Why? Because my belief is I need to be up to par, or I need to perform as well as I want my clients to, and I want them to have a quality product, something they'll be wanting to watch, okay? Not some audio that sounds like I'm talking from the Do I look like Aquaman to you? I'm not Aquaman. All right? So what I want you to do is when you get those thoughts, write them down. What's the belief? What's the attitude I have? What are the choices and decisions that I've made or that I'm about to make? What is the decision I'm about to make? All right? I was just talking to a friend of mine. She's in her country right now. And she says, you know what? I don't have any stress, any anxiety right now. And I said, well, that's fun. But, you know, you're on vacation. Everybody's at a restaurant. You're having fun. You know, when you come back to Earth or back to your job or then tomorrow morning, they'll probably have anxiety also. Why? Because they're going back to work. You have no work, you have no kid, you have nothing to do. You're just having fun for a couple of weeks. Of course, hell, I'll go there for a couple of weeks with you. Okay? Of course. Okay? So write down the negative. Again, there's two things I like to say here. There's constructive and destructive. Never mind positive and negative, because that's just a way of perceiving it. You want to look, is this going to construct, is this going to build on something, or is this going to destroy or make it worse, or make it so that, you know what, I'll get anxiety, depression or something, all right? And start ruminating over and over to find a solution out of there, okay? Remember, fear is a false evidence appearing real, but it's also from ego, the alternate reality. So you have domination, which is, you know, blaming, and then you have dominion, which is responsibility. Responsibility meaning your ability to respond, which the more you do, the more you build your self-confidence, self-esteem. When you get on the module of self-actualization and self-destruction, okay, you'll see that self-actualization is like self-worth, self-love, self-esteem, self-respect, and then self-actualization, all right? So take your thoughts, write them down, and then what you do is you reprogram them. Reprogram just means re-educating yourself. You can do it, okay? For those of you that have studied CBT, or I think I'm not sure if there's any of those audios online, but in terms of anxiety, all that, you'll understand that you need to become aware of your thought. Listen to your self-talk and listen to your self-talk outside and inside. Once you change inside, it'll change the outside, and that's the most crucial part about the 6 fundamental ingredients to consciously create success. Consciously create success. I said it well. So write down the belief, write down the attitude, write down the choices, write down decisions, and also look at what are some, you know, we can say case scenarios, but what are some success that you've had? What were the beliefs? What was the attitude? What were the choices and decisions that you made? Maybe you decided to say no once and for all instead of saying yes all the time, okay? Maybe you decided to emotionally think, you know what, I'm gonna do this from a position of joy and happiness instead of fear and afraid, and I'm gonna get hurt, or people are gonna wanna hurt me, or it's not gonna work. Function from there. Look and write down, what are the emotions, okay? Am I afraid right now? Okay, fear, what's the fear telling me? What's it trying to communicate to me? Okay, maybe it's trying to tell me, you know what? That's your ego. It's not there in the future. It's not gonna happen, okay? And if it does happen, okay, if it does happen, how will I cope with it? What's the belief I need to change, all right? I went to the airport recently with a friend, and she's about to enter, and you can't bring CBD oil through an airport from customs. So we call and I get the woman on the phone. I said, listen, she has anxiety, she has pills, and she needs that oil that calms her down immediately. Is she able to bring it? She says, well, if she says that it's for medical purposes, yes. I said, but she doesn't have the card. But she does have the pill, so there's a possibility. She says, well, it's up to you to find out at that point and deal with it. So she went from Canada all the way to her country. Why? Just change the belief. She was afraid that if she gets caught, you know, she's not doing anything bad. She really needs it, except her doctor's appointment is later. And the fact that she can't have it now and she needs it medically, you have to explain it. So, you know, people are understanding. If you believe people are understanding, you're going to think differently than if you think, okay, well, as soon as they get me, they'll put me to jail, and, you know, they'll put me in jail in another country. Mind your beliefs. Okay? Be a Jedi, man. It's all about Jedi. Be mindful of your thought. Okay? On this, remember, if you need a piece of paper and a pen, bring an old notepad or use it on your phone. Create the sequence. You'll see. The more you practice, the more you'll start thinking in terms of possibilities. All right? And I'll see you in the next module.